There's something brewing in the background, my friends, because I've never gotten more DMs about huge engagement drops than right now. Granted, I get them every day, no matter throughout the year, but in the last 3 weeks or something like this, I've never gotten more than that. Our whole support emails are flooded with that. My Instagram DMs are flooded with that. And while I think there is still a little bit more to that than what we're going to talk about today, Instagram CEO Adam Mosseri yesterday did some Instagram Q&A, and he addressed actually this huge engagement drop. So in this video, let's go over what he said in case you missed it, because he doesn't save his Q&A somewhere, which I think would be very beneficial to your audience and to the whole Instagram community. But yeah, let's quickly watch what he said, and then I'll give you my 2 cents, and then we're going to talk about some more things about engagement drops, because that's a huge topic right now. I have some more videos queued up, by the way, too, about engagement drops. It's been a while since I recorded videos. You start to get used to not recording, at least my voice. So let's get into that.
We're not shadow banning anybody posting anything about Breonna Taylor, but we did yesterday have a bug where for 4 hours, posts that were not just single photos were not showing up in people's feeds. Actually, my mother-in-law is yelling in the background. First heard about this from my brother, who said he posted something and was confused why he wasn't getting an engagement. I originally was like, it's probably just not that good a post, but I tried it myself, also had issues. Then checked my DMs and saw a bunch of complaints from a bunch of creators. So turns out it was good feedback. Talked to the team, they were already looking into it. And for a few hours, we had the bug, but we got it fixed. Sorry about that.
So basically what he said was that there was a bug going on inside the Instagram code. I've been saying that since I started making YouTube videos and since I started tracking Instagram engagement issues in 2017 or something like this. I always thought there was some bugs. There's probably still more bugs floating around that they just haven't caught on to. My personal opinion. But basically he said whenever you posted something that's not just a normal picture, videos, or what's it called? Carousels or something like this. There was some bug where your reach was down for about 4 hours. I think it's a little bit more than that, but still. And basically said, yeah, that's a thing. There's a bug. And this is, again, one of the first times ever that somebody from the higher ups of Instagram actually admitted to having some bugs in their code that could result to engagement drops. So I'm pretty sure that this was not the first time ever that something like this happened. I'm 100% sure. But still, nonetheless, he said it's fixed and it should be back to normal now. But I still think that's a lie, my friend. And I don't even think he means it in a bad way. But let me address what I think. Because for the big picture, to understand why these engagement drops are happening, especially in the past few weeks, you have to understand how the Instagram algorithm works. So yeah, let's take my iPad. Let's hop into it so I can actually try to make you understand that a little bit better. Oh, God. What you don't actually see is that there's a huge mess on this desk, and just the parts that are in the frame are tidied up. So just so you know, not everything is how it appears to be on the internet, my friends. Just a very, very short recap of what the algorithm actually is. Basically, there's a bunch of different values that all come together and what the algorithm actually looks at. For example, we talked about it. For example, the first 30 minutes of a post going live. It tracks different values. For example, the likes that you get, the shares that you receive, the DMs that you get from this post, of course, also the comments and stuff like this. They look at all the values, track the velocity and stuff like this, and then they try to put all of these things together into some sort of net that all connects them together. Yeah, that's not how net looks like, but yeah, that connects them all together. Then they try to find similar accounts with similar people performing similar actions. Don't ask me what that's going to be. And then they compare all these things together and try to figure out, well, what is better? Post A with a similar net of people or post B with a similar net of people? Then they kind of outrank each other. And based on all these numbers, you get more reach or less reach, right? So far, so good. So far, not a problem. So far, that's actually how it should work. But if you watched my last video, you might know that recently there was actually a major update on the Instagram algorithm that introduced a whole bunch of more data points. Not just the likes, saves, DMs, and comments and more of that, but A lot more. Let me just hop into my computer and show you what I mean with that. I'm talking about these things that we talked about in one of my recent videos about recommendable content. All of these things that are okay for Instagram, for example. They're not gonna. We talked about it, and with all of these different data points, and I'm sure there's even more than they portray here. I actually and honestly believe that the Instagram algorithm is a little bit confused of what's going on, because I'm pretty sure that everybody among us, me included, is guilty of at least doing 3 of these things that they portray in there. And, I recently did a survey, which you can actually still fill out. You can win stuff, but actually you're taking part in actually figuring out what this whole engagement drop is about. And it turns out all of the people did at least one of these things that's in there, just as a side note. Now, what I think is the case right now, and I believe that it will get fixed within the next few weeks to months actually, is either the algorithm just focuses a little bit too much on these things. All of a sudden there's all these data points. There's an AI going on. They say, okay, oh wow, we're gonna see, everybody did this thing, so probably everybody needs to be hit with some sort of engagement drop, because the algorithm is just not really tuned in or something like this yet, or it's just missing a sort of reference of how many of these actions and what kind of weight a lot of these actions should be, given, if you know what I mean. It could be that it just, it's just not really tuned in correctly right now. And I believe yesterday Instagram was down for a few hours in most parts of the world. Maybe they fixed something there, maybe not, who knows, maybe it was just really down. But basically there's some bug going around. So if you're hit right now pretty heavily, don't throw away your nerves. First of all, it's probably affecting everybody, almost everybody. Second of all, it's something that you can't change anyway, because, Instagram probably messed up, as its CEO said. But here's the more important thing that I want you to understand here, my friends. Dominators, by the way. This part of Instagram themselves, of the algorithms performing some weird shit or something like this, that's something that's entirely out of your world. You can't change that. You can't do anything with that. So stop worrying about that. And this is a big thing that I see so many people do, is they're just worrying so much. Instagram's fault. It's Instagram's fault. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. You can't do anything about it. Anyway. So stop worrying about that and actually start worrying about things that you can actively change for yourself, that you can actually do to make your engagement go up. And in the next video, we're going to talk about these things. We're going to talk about 6 or 7 things that actually you could do right now to up your engagement. So stay tuned. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you can't wait until in a few days, there's a free training down below where we also talk about a lot of the things that can up your engagement in a free on-demand training. New free on-demand training. So down below is the link. You can sign up totally free. And we're going to see each other in a few days. By the way, I know, I've hit 50K here on YouTube, which I'm more than grateful for. I have not glanced over that. I noticed that. I'm right now preparing a huge giveaway for all of you 50K people. We're going to do a huge live stream where we're going to do that. Stay tuned. Still setting up my new live stream setup. So anyway, my name is Dominic. In case you don't know, don't throw away your nerves. It's okay. Everything will be fine in the end. Bye-bye.